Welcome
Oh no.
to
Are we doing
another
accent?
episode of Am I the Asshole?
In Transylvania? What accent are you doing?
I don't know.
It's not German. And if it is, apologies to everyone in Germany.
I think that was my Borat accent.
Ew, fuck that guy. Fuck Sacha Baron Cohen.
Hey,
No, he is a douchebag.
is he?
Yeah, apparently. Well, apparently he fucking. Did you hear all about the Rebel Wilson shit?
No, I guess not.
Oh, she apparently did, and I believe her. I don't know why I believe her more than
don't
him.
ruin Borat for me, please. It's the only thing I have
Okay,
left.
then I'll just be quiet.
It's like Anchorman and Borat. That's the only two things I have, please.
SBC is on the down list for me right now. I don't know that he was ever on the up list. I actually did not like Borat at all. I thought it was super annoying. Oh no, are we not friends anymore? Michelle just fully stopped moving.
I don't know. I think it's funny.
Anchorman I can get behind 100%.
Okay, what's
Applegate?
the more superior movie? Okay, wait. Anchorman or Step Brothers? 1, 2, 3.
Anchorman.
Step Brothers.
I've never seen Step Brothers.
What?
You don't know this about me?
I think I just used to
Here's
forget.
Here's the thing. I don't love the movie Old School. Is that right? Yeah, that's where that was just too much for me. I don't love the
I don't know how I can have that. I feel like that is my vibe, and you find me quite funny.
No, I don't think that's your vibe. I think well, I do think sometimes it's your vibe, but I also really like you. So, and I also think that there's differences. But that was just too much for me, and I couldn't handle the idea of grown men acting like toddlers. I just couldn't do it. And I heard it's the funniest movie that has ever existed. Everybody who has ever watched it says it's the fucking best movie. Yeah. So I'm not saying that I'm right at all. I'm just saying it's not my jam.
Drive for you. So you watch Step Brothers for me.
But Drive was good.
It was good. I did really like it.
Aren't you happy you watched it?
I did like it. Yeah.
What? I feel like you're not saying something.
No, it's fine. It's yeah, it was a good movie. I mean, obviously Ryan Gosling's a babe, so
such a babe. Yeah. And he was the babest.
And
babe.
He was yeah. That was a
2012 Ryan Gosling is primo.
Prime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So that was a good one. I just feel maybe give it a chance. I don't know. I feel like Step Brothers is funnier than Old School.
If you watch it with me, but don't look at me while we're watching it when all the funny parts happen, then I'll watch it.
What? But what if I'm quoting them all? What if I'm just saying?
No, you have to be quiet. You have to let me experience it on my own.
What about that movie Grandma's Boy? Have you ever seen that? What?
What's that?
You've never seen Grandma's Boy?
Never even heard of it.
Oh my God.
Wait. Would you compare Just Friends and Step Brothers that level of comedy? Or is it
No, that's not the same.
Just Friends was very funny to me.
Okay. No, it's not a comedy. That's a rom-com. That's not a comedy.
Oh, but it was funny.
Oh my God.
You don't think that movie was funny?
No, it was fine. It was a rom-com. It was
Oh man. What about I guess I do like rom-coms then. Sorry, I'm a basic bitch.
Okay, so Grandma's Boy was written by Nick Swardson, was one of the writers.
Who's that?
What? You don't know who Nick Swardson? Okay. The guy, okay, did you ever watch Reno 911?
No.
Oh my God.
Okay, listeners, we are learning a lot about each other right now.
Oh my God.
911 is the viral clip of that lady being step, bump, bump, right?
Yes,
the drunk guy.
New boot goofing?
New boot goofing. I know all of those things, but I've never watched the actual series or I don't know, what is it? A series or a movie?
Show? Yeah.
A show? Okay. Yeah, no, I don't know. I just haven't.
Comedy Central?
I wasn't allowed to watch Comedy Central when I was growing up. I wasn't Mormon. I just wasn't allowed. I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons. That was never allowed in my
hot take. I don't like it.
Hot take. Oh, we did a hot take today in therapy and in my like group therapy and
Exposure therapy or talk therapy? Which is better? Go.
exposure therapy for fucking sure. Um, but we did everybody had to go around and say like a hot take. And my hot take was that sparkling water is disgusting and regular water just like out of the tap is superior.
What are you drinking right now?
Oh, right now I have a glass of red wine. It's like a Cab Sav or something.
What am I drinking it? I've got a I got a Spindrift, which is
A blood orange Spindrift.
sparkling water. Yeah, no, the blood orange tangerine is the elite flavor of Spindrift.
You know what's weird?
Also, Spindrift superior to LaCroix.
What about bubbly? Or
Don't like that one.
not a bubbly girl.
No.
Do you drink the stuff from Trader Joe? That's like the Trader Joe version.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, my husband likes those. All sparkling water tastes like very salty to me.
Oh, that's why I like it.
I don't like it, and I don't think there's like added sodium. I don't imagine. But for some reason,
but maybe in some,
it tastes salty to me, and like I also don't like flavors in water. I just want water to taste like water, which also doesn't taste like anything. But like,
I feel like next time I got a Spindrift, I'll let you taste some because they're
I don't want to.
level.
Thank you. Zero.
Well, you should drink a Spindrift while watching Reno 911 to learn who Nick Swartzen is, so then you can go watch Grandma's Boy and know what fucking real comedy is. And
it feels like a lot.
Trash that you are calling comedy that is a fucking bullshit rom-com.
This feels like a lot of homework that I'm not gonna do.
Well, I think you have the time right now, so you can take it.
Yeah, I guess I do have the time a little bit. Although I am going on vacay, so I don't have the time for the next week.
Plane is a great time to binge watch.
I have a daughter who I have to entertain on the whole
put one of the earbuds on her. It's PG.
No, absolutely. Yeah, let's let her watch a fucking Step Brothers because there's not the F word, and I'm sure
Reno 911. It was on Comedy Central, so they don't say it's there.
Super clean.
Super clean.
Yeah, I imagine. For a 2.5-year-old.
There is I mean, like, is there? So Nick Swartzen is like his character. So the premise of Reno 911, since we're gonna go into it, is like they're cops, but it's like a satirical comedy version of cops, right?
Yeah.
So there's like all the officers, and one of the like criminals that comes back over and over again in like multiple episodes is Nick Schwartzen's character. I think his name is Terry. Now it's been a while. So we'll say it's Terry, and he's always on like fucking roller skates, and he's roller skating around town in like some booty shorts and like a crop top. And he'll always be like, "Oh my God, what's up?" And they're like, "Terry, what are you doing again?" And he's just got Coke all over his face. And he's like, "I was just baking a cake."
Oh my God.
He's like, "You weren't baking a cake?" He goes, "Yes, I was. It was a surprise for you." It's just great show.
So I definitely feel like I should show that to Daphne, my 2.5-year-old.
The cocaine references. She'll be like, "Cakes, love it, gotta have it."
No, zero. Negative.
In 10 years, will she be like, "Wait a minute"?
Hold on. That's like also when I watched, this is not the same at all, but when I watched Clueless for the first time, I think I was like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And every joke that happened, my parents would like chuckle or like laugh or whatever. And then I would just like hysterical laugh at it. And I had no idea what any of it meant, but I was just like, I must be an adult and cool and understand these things that they're saying. And then when I watched it when I was like 25, I was like, why was I watching this when I was 10? Like, this is actually like not safe for children. Like, this is crazy.
Something that I watched when I was 10, my mom would go, and she was a waitress, so she'd I'd be with my dad at night, and he'd be like,
"Mom was a waitress?"
Yeah, like when I was little. Yeah,
oh, that's awesome.
So like, my dad would get home from work, and he'd like take care of me while my mom went to freaking wait the tables. And we would always watch like scary movies, and like my dad would be like, don't tell mom. And Predator was a big classic, a big hit.
Oh, yeah.
Big fan of Predator. No, okay, so for you, Schwarzenegger Predator, or who's it? Danny Glover and two?
No, Schwarzenegger.
No, that's one.
Yeah, that one.
Predator 2 is when they're in New York City. Which
no,
one
Predator 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hot take. I'm a Predator 2 girl. I don't know.
And I'm like Alien, what's her fucking name in that?
Oh,
Sarandon? No.
Susan Sarandon? No.
Is it Susan Sarandon? I can see her. Why can't I think of her name? Is it Susan Sarandon?
I don't know.
Alien. Yeah, Susan Sarandon.
Okay, so we were right. And yeah, I was right. It was
fucking hot 70s, like no, not Susan Sarandon, the other one. What's her name?
What's her name?
Fuck.
Cast of Alien. Isn't she an Alien v Predator?
Yeah, she's super fucking hot.
I don't know.
This is really annoying that we're looking this up, but like,
yeah,
Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver in Alien, honestly, is like fucking goals. Like the hottest person that has ever existed for sure. Like, look up a picture of Sigourney Weaver, 1986 Alien. She's hot as fuck.
I don't know how to spell her freaking name. Oh, here, IMDb. I got it. Yeah, it's like a freaking hard. Oh, we also watched this, and I was.
Isn't it 1986? Is that right? Am I right about that?
I mean, I think she's probably still a babe. TBH.
Oh, she is absolutely still a babe. She's beautiful, but like her and Alien in those fucking high-waisted underwear, like I just feel like there's never been a more like.
I always thought her and Carrie
feminine
Fisher
version
similar.
You thought her and who?
Like Carrie Fisher had a similar vibe.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. Also love Carrie Fisher. Love stores. I also think that this might sound so dumb. I really love like dramatic films. Like I really enjoy a like dramatic, tense, emotional film. Like if you told me, Tracey, would you rather watch Anchorman or Schindler's List? I'd be like, Schindler's List. I'd rather watch that. I would even though it's the fucking worst and like devastating on a cellular level, I'd still rather feel something than just like cackle at people being dumb.
Oh, I don't want to have feelings, so I just want to cackle at people being dumb.
And this is why it's interesting that we have a friendship at all.
Do you want to cackle at assholes? Because that's what we're here to do today, baby.
Fuck yeah. Ooh, nice segue.
No, that was like what I'm doing
and lovely. I also wish, and I'm just going to bring this up, I do wish that we would have recorded the first hour of us just talking. Because we went through so many topics and we talked about so much stuff. And I'm just going to throw one word out there or one phrase out there. Bikini wax buttholes. I'm just going to say it. Just so people know what was talked about.
To be
and
clear,
if you have inquiries, you send us
at us. Yeah. That was about 30 minutes of the hour conversation.
It truly was. It was like fully like probably 30, 35 minutes of us being like, where does your waxing hurt the most? Which is
so what place do you go to? What's your girl's name? Okay, mine does this.
And how bad and how hot is the wax and how much does it hurt in this specific area? And oh my God, do you do your butthole? And it's so funny. I just think that it's a good thing for our listeners to know that we are.
You know what? Can we pull this back to PG-13? Check this agate out. I've been cutting agates lately.
Dude, that's really pretty.
Yeah, that's a
did you cut that one?
Yeah. This is hand polished.
Oh my God, that looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
What kind of agate is that?
Botswana.
That is beautiful.
Yeah. And so this is just super okay. This is really nerdy. We're going into it real quick.
Very niche. Let's go.
I tumble rocks and cut them and polish them and all the things. I get some of like raw, so you can buy like rough rocks from like this like wholesalers. So if you don't have the time to go find them on your own, which I do like to do that, that's my preferred method of obtaining rocks, which, by the way, I found a lot of prairie agates while I was out in the Buffalo Gap grasslands. South Dakota. So I found like...
Wait a second. Wouldn't it be bison?
Listen, I know.
I'm sorry. That's a different podcast, but we did cover in a different podcast bison versus buffalo. So like it's called the Buffalo Plains, but it should be bison, right?
Correct. There's no buffalo in America.
Right.
They're all bison. But literally,
and they can jump 7 feet in the air.
That's true. And run like 34 miles an hour or something.
35 miles an hour. I'll never forget it.
But so we're going to Wind Cave National Park. We're fucking driving through Wind Cave National Park. What is a national park there to do? Fucking educate people about the parks, right? Yeah. And they said, caution, do not approach buffalo. And I said, no problem, because there are no fucking buffalo in this goddamn state.
Approach a bison.
I will not approach a bison. And I'm very afraid of them.
And I will put it in my car and I will take it home as a pet.
They're like, oh, fluffy bison. And I was just like, that just feels wild. That like
you have to put a sign up that says don't touch them.
No, that they're mislabeling it. Right, bison.
Oh yeah. I wonder what that's about.
The park ranger told me that it's like they just used to call them buffalo, and like the public is used to that.
It would be confusing to all of a sudden change it to bison.
Yeah, but I'm like, isn't that
historically accurate? Like, it's really better to like be historically accurate, and like also like I'd be so pissed if someone was like using my pronouns incorrectly.
Right?
Like use their call them what they are.
They want to be called bison. They're not buffalo. Yeah. You know where buffalo go? In the water. You know where bison go? Not in the water.
Not in the plains.
They're in the plains.
They go. Yeah, in the fucking grasses.
The Buffalo Gap grasslands, which, okay, whatever. I found some prairie agates, and I'm going to cut those. I'm really excited about it.
That's awesome.
But there's this rock shop that I buy a lot of like the tumbler grit and like stuff like that online, and they're located in Keystone, South Dakota. So I actually got to shop IRL at the rock shop that I love to order online from. It was so cool.
That's so cool.
So if you're into rocks, it's called the Rock Shed. It's in Keystone, South Dakota. They ship. They're lovely. They have a huge selection. And also, I literally walk in there and I have like this fucking handful of agates. And I was like, hi, I found these. I think they're prairie agates. Can you help me? Can you tell me what they are? And the lady who owns the shop, she was so kind. She's like, well, I'll try. And if I can't, then I'll bring it down to my husband. And I was like, thank you. And she like went through all the rocks and she's like, oh yeah, this is a prairie agate. Oh yeah. Oh, this is a great one. This one, like, she was so nice. Aww. She talked to me for like 20 minutes, like helped me find like some rocks to cut. I'm like super into Montana moss agates. And I got like fucking 10 of them, like $60 a fucking moss agate to chop up and tumble and polish. I'm so excited.
That's really cool that you got to go to the store. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell me, like, does an agate mean, because I want to make sure that I'm understanding this correctly. An agate is the one that like has the bands, right? That's like, that is what an agate is something that has like the bands of color. And is that different like sediment or different stones that's like over time been like similar to like a diamond, like been like compressed, or like how is, okay.
Basically. So like you have like a host rock, which is like the outside shell basically, or whatever. And agates are usually in so in that area in South Dakota, there's a lot of different kinds of agates too. Like usually in South Dakota, in that area, they're in like a limestone host. So it's limestone. And then there's pockets inside that limestone that other materials settle in it. And those other materials caused the bands. It basically other materials like crystallized into the holes of the rock.
That's cool.
Created like banding.
Are you gonna start an Instagram?
No, that's a lot
You
of work.
decided not to?
No, I can't start an Instagram when I'm gonna be cutting these agates all day.
That's fair. That's fair. You're
No,
just going to do it for fun. You're not going to try to monetize your hobby.
yeah, I guess
That's
so.
good. That's cool.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing. So go to the Rock Shed or order online. I don't know, whatever you like. They're sick people. I love them.
That's awesome. I
Yeah,
love that. Good shout out. I hope they listen.
they will
Maybe we
not.
can, maybe we could try to like tag them in something that we don't have of any sort of
You know what?
what.
When we do more of an informational podcast, we could have an episode on agates that is more
Okay.
in depth or
Well,
like
I think should we talk about that?
yeah, we can.
All right. So Michelle and I have been like podcasting together for, I mean, honestly, probably like a couple years now, almost realistically, like a
Yeah.
year plus, year and a
Yeah.
half. And we had another podcast called Deep Derailments, and it lasted for about a year, and it was super fun, and we had a really good time on it. And we've just kind of, decided that we're going to start something a little bit different, because we enjoy podcasting and like the idea of being able to talk to each other whenever we want because we really enjoy each other's company. And yeah, I think we're thinking about starting a podcast, and we want to call it. Should we say what we want to call it?
No, not yet.
No, we'll be quiet about it. But we're thinking about starting something where Michelle and I both have a big desire to like learn about stuff that might even be dumb or inconsequential for our life, but like I feel like you and I are both like lifelong learners that just enjoy learning. And so it'll be some sort of like similar to this weird banter that we have.
This is supposed to be a different podcast, and I'm sure people are so fucking annoyed, especially these last couple episodes. We've been kind of off the rails.
We've
so
truly just talked for 35.
Fuck is this? Like,
I know. But this is what it'll probably be is some of this talking about our lives and talking about just like random stuff. But then also learning something. So stay tuned. I think we're hoping to like drop something in July, August, sometime there. But we'll let you guys know, and we're just pumped for it.
Can we make a promise there'll be a agate?
That could be our first one, my guy.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So that's a preview. That was a teaser.
A teaser of things to come.
Yeah, so then we can pretend like we planned that, and that wasn't just a total fucking trash dumpster fire of what this podcast is supposed to be.
All right, let's fucking talk about some Am I the Asshole?
Yeah. Anyway, do you want to giggle about assholes?
I do. Oh my God. Yeah, a Brazilian asshole. Let's go.
What do you want to do today? Let's see. Should we talk about pranks? Let's talk about pranks. And then let's also talk about where's this other one? Okay. Let's talk about living situations. Do we want to start off with a living situation or pranks?
I think I want to start off in the living situation.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Am I the asshole? Okay, Tracey Johnson. Officially, this is Am I the Asshole?
Okay, we're here, guys.
Am I the Asshole podcast.
Did you say that at the beginning? You didn't.
I said it in a German accent.
Oh, did you? Was it fully? Oh, that's right. But did you say that or did you just say welcome back to another episode?
Welcome back. Am I the asshole?
Oh my God.
You want an intro? What do you want?
If you want an intro, find another fucking podcast because it's not this one.
Do you want an intro and a concise body and a topic? This is not your podcast. Goodbye.
Unless Rich is on it, and then he's like very like regimented, and he's like, follow this fucking format. It makes sense. And then me and you get on, and we're like, can we talk about our vaginas? Like, what is happening?
I'm gonna have to have him on because it's been a while, and this thing is just like truly on fire. And I think he just needs to come and clean it up.
Unhinged. Every 3 episodes, Rich needs to get in here just to clean it up, just to
it all out a little bit,
tidy up a little bit, get a fucking Dyson vacuum in here and clean up all the soot from the fire that we've burned down. Okay, go ahead. Let's start reading about this.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife I would rather her sister live in our house than her? This one is not as fun as you thought it was going to be, by the way. It's not a fun one.
Can I need to clarify.
Yeah, you sure go ahead, clarify all you want.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife that her sister is a preferable housemate than her? Yeah.
Okay, I'm sticking to it.
With what the information that I have, yeah, dude, that's
all right.
You're an asshole.
I, 35 male, and my wife, 35 female, been married for 6 years. Some background: 7 months ago, my wife gave birth to our daughter. I'll call her Sadie.
Oh, no.
Ever since my wife gave birth, she has been getting increasingly rude and refuses to do any work around the house. And
oh my God.
Healing from birth. I know this is going to trigger you, but you just got to settle through this because settle through
I'm already upset.
No, but we're going to plow through it.
Okay.
She's been getting increasingly rude. She says she's still healing from birth, even though she goes out with her friends all the time. 3 months ago, my wife's stepsister, Hannah, 25 female, called my wife and asked her if she could temporarily move in with us. She lived in a crappy apartment buildings, and sorry, I thought my husband was texting me about something important, and it was just our little Hansel.
All right, recenter, refocus.
If she could temporarily move in with us. She lived in a crappy apartment building, and the tenants recently had to leave due to unsafe conditions. Hannah didn't have enough money to get her own place right away, hence her asking. My wife seemed very eager to let Hannah move in, despite always claiming that they never got along. They came to the agreement that she would help with Sadie in exchange for staying with us rent-free so she could save up for a deposit for a proper apartment. Everything was fine at first. Hannah has ADHD and took a week to adjust to us living with us. I don't really know what that means, but fine. During the week, she did all the chores my wife has been neglecting without us asking her to do so. I tried to tell her since she didn't have to do all of them, but my wife waved me off and said, Hannah's ADHD makes her want to do it. Hannah backed her up. By the way, I have ADHD. I don't ever want to do chores. That's a fucking lie. Okay.
That feels weird.
After she cleaned something, my wife would thank Hannah a lot. I thanked her as well, but my wife did it constantly and it seemed strange to me. My wife dismissed my questions and said that it was normal to do with people. It was normal to do with people with ADHD. I don't understand why
this is like an attack on ADHD.
I was like, I don't I don't really know what this means. Since then, my wife has pushed all childcare and any household chores that I don't do onto Hannah, and she has been increasingly rude to Hannah and yelling at her if she makes a mistake on her first try of doing something. I try to intervene when I get home, but my wife would accuse me of wanting to let Hannah lay around the house and be lazy because she was, quote, the R word. She called her the R word.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Listen, this man...
In the year of our fake Lord, 2024.
And this man was nice enough to put it in quotes, but also asterisked it out. He did not write it. He was like, I can't even write this shit.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he keeps bringing up the ADHD.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Just like being mean about it now. Okay.
Really bad.
So I was like, ooh, it feels shocking to even read it. I feel
when
like
people say the R word, honestly, for the last like 7 or 8 years, I like at least bare minimum, like probably the last 15 years for me, but like realistically in the last decade of my life, when people say it, I'm like, you're very obviously you can't think of any like that is you're just not using your brain. You're just an asshole.
Yeah, 100. So she got into a huge. Okay, so the wife, she She and I got into a huge fight about her using that word to describe Hannah and didn't speak for a few days. I think that's fair. I wouldn't talk to her either. My breaking point came when I found out my wife had been making Hannah pay her rent and buy baby supplies. I pay all the bills, and the money that Hannah had been giving to my wife was not going towards the house. My wife was using it to go out with her friends. My wife also made Hannah pay for food. I usually give
Lord.
Yeah, this is crazy. My wife also made Hannah pay for food. I usually give my wife the money for food, and she bought snacks for herself with Hannah's contribution. So I guess he paid for like the normal meals, and then this lady was just buying herself extra snackage. How many extra snacks are you buying? That feels like a lot. I had another fight with my wife where she said Hannah was lazy, and if she didn't like her rules, then Hannah could sleep on the street and get out of her house. That's when I told my wife that it's my house, as she doesn't pay any of the bills. And at this point, she doesn't do anything but be lazy, and accuses Hannah of being, I would rather.
I hear you. She doesn't do anything other than be lazy and accuses Hannah. And I would rather Hannah.
And I would rather live with Hannah.
Yeah.
My wife got quiet and has been refusing to talk to me or Hannah for the last few days. I'm starting to think I crossed the line. Am I the asshole? Edited to add, I have no romantic / sexual feelings towards Hannah. Even if I did, Hannah's a lesbian. And even if she wasn't, I would not take advantage of her by making her move in while she's dependent. Oh, I would not take advantage of her by making a move on her while she's dependent on me for housing. Please stop with the comments suggesting I marry Hannah. And then edit 2 here. She was cleared for postpartum depression a few months ago, but due to comments, I will discuss with her having a second screening.
Okay. Oh my God. I can't form a sentence. Okay.
So it feels like, okay, I've never had
postpartum. I have, and I want to talk about it because I do think it's important. And like, so I had postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, postpartum OCD, all of them at the same time, didn't know about it. And it, like, to put it lightly, it fucking ruined my life. Like, it turned me into a person I did not recognize, truly.
But
and like,
you think that you would be this horrible?
Well, I don't want the reason why I'm having such a hard time with this is because, like, I don't want to say like she should suck it up and blah blah blah, like, because I think that fully misrepresents like the shift of hormones that women have. And like, there's evidence coming out now of like women go through postpartum, like the postpartum stage can last up to 7 years. And it's
absolutely
yes. The hormonal,
no, I believe you. It just sounds horrible.
Like the hormonal shift that you have, and then the like come down and like kind of like getting back into like your normal pattern of like what is now new normal, and like relearning what is new normal can take anywhere from like 3 to 7 years, they're saying. And like
you can go through menopause.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And I think that like I don't want to get too like in the weeds, but like there's just not enough research about it. But like also I think did you say their baby is 7 months old?
Yes.
Okay. So like when my baby was 7 months old, like I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating correctly. I'm working. I'm panicking all the time. Like that is like, it wasn't a healthy life I was living for sure. Like it for sure was not a healthy life I was living. And like, it sounds like, again, from this one person's perspective, it sounds like this woman is like kind of dissociated from her life. Like she's kind of like,
I guess he did say she got ruder and
But
Like,
that
he's
to
pissed
me
off.
sounds like avoidance. That to me sounds like I don't want to feel how I'm feeling. So I'm just going to be a dick. And like, I know that intimately. I know that feeling intimately. So, but I want to say quickly, and you don't also, at the same time, I appreciate that, like he said, she's been cleared from postpartum depression. I also think that like nobody knows what postpartum depression actually is. And I think too, you don't
I
get to
think
use
there's
that
probably a lot of doctors out there that is like, yeah, you're fine. But like,
totally. I went to my 6-week appointment, not to make this about me, but I'm going to. I went to my 6-week appointment and I was like, I mean, I don't know. Were you there when I came back, like when I had Daphne or no? Like, were you working with us or no? No,
not at
right?
this job.
Yeah. And I went to my 6-week appointment and the lady like checked my stitches to make sure that they were good. And she was like, all right, you can fuck again. And I was like, oh, okay. But I also like, I can't have like any other thoughts other than like, I think I might die every day. And she was just like, that's normal, honey. And I was like, it's normal to
Yeah.
feel like your world's going to end every moment of the day and that like everything bad is going to happen. And she was like, yep. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll leave then. So like, I think that there are so many practitioners that like just do not care about it and probably don't have the time. I think this is like a longer conversation. But with that being said, I think that like, if I'm just going to make a judgment, I think everyone kind of sucks here. Like, I think everybody is kind of like, I think the husband's
I
kind of
don't
an
think
asshole.
Hannah sucks.
I think Hannah should stand up for herself more, but she's also a 25-year-old girl, so I don't think that she
She's
can.
25 and needs a place to live.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think the two people, I think the wife and the husband both suck. But I think, I don't know, because I went through it, I'm always going to side with the woman who had a baby. I know that's super,
She did use the R word.
yeah, that's really bad. And I would definitely like probably slap her across the face and be like, grow up, never talk. We're going to counseling together. Do not do that. And I also like, I don't know, like going through postpartum was the wildest version of myself that I've ever been.
And do you really think though that it would make you that manipulative to be like stealing money behind his back
Yes.
and stuff?
I think when you are in a deep depression or anxiety, or like there's also a part of like postpartum can be like rage, anxiety, depression, OCD, like all of these things can happen. And like she could just be raging at her husband. I also want to know like, what chores does he do? Because it kind of sounds like he works and then expects the house to be cleaned when she gets home. And like,
he did say the chores that I don't do.
So I'm wondering.
He made it sound like he does do some of the house,
but like also are his chores like cutting down the back tree that doesn't actually need to be cut down? Like there are so many, you know what I mean? Like again, we're missing, I think, significant amount of information, but I think you're an asshole for saying that and not being like, hey, wife of 6 years, you are super different and I love you. Can we fucking talk about what's going on? But just to be like, you suck. And this 25-year-old who probably is hot, right? Like she's probably like, I don't know. There's so much like,
well, I think
nuance.
Okay. So where he did fuck up.
Yeah.
To be like, I'd rather live with Hannah than you.
Because
even if he meant it, even if he had no like thought in his mind about Hannah like that, she is like, oh, you want to fuck Hannah.
Yes.
Like
100.
She's
yes.
young and she's hot and she's not fat from just having a baby. And like her boobs
vagina
like
isn't ruined and like, or whatever, or C-section scar or whatever like thing it is. Yeah. 100%.
So
yeah.
Even if in his brain, he truly was like, yeah, like that would be cool that if my wife did all these chores, I would love to live in a world like that. And he like really had no intention past that.
Yeah.
Like that's not what
and I believe him. I actually do believe that like I don't think he wants to fuck Hannah. I don't think that like he's trying to like get rid of his wife. I don't think that.
I think that I just came home and all this fucking shit was done. That's nice.
And I think too, like what sucks is that like, what is the wife's name? Did he say or no?
No.
Oh, let's call her Heather. Like Heather it sucks that Heather like is manipulating Hannah.
Yeah.
It's not okay. And I also am wondering if like, is that the thing that she feels control over right now? And she feels so out of control of everything else that she feels like this is the
Can't
space
control Hannah
in her life.
younger,
Not that it's
depending on
okay.
her.
Like it's
Yeah.
not okay. It's negative okay. And I would not condone it or encourage it.
But
I
Hannah
just
is
want to like
a vulnerable situation.
yeah, I just want to offer some sort of like other side of it of like, I don't know that this woman actually even knows like who she is right now. I
Yeah.
didn't for a year. I mean, for like a full year,
Yeah.
I like wasn't
I feel
present.
like 7 months is like not that far out.
No, it's just not. And like everybody said, I mean, truly, like I couldn't believe at 6 weeks she was like, you can absolutely start having sex with your husband again. I was like, I want to never have sex again for the rest of my life. To be clear, I'm never.
When am I having sex? Like I'm not sleeping.
I haven't slept in 6 weeks. I
I'm
haven't.
using that time to sleep. I'm
Yes.
going to be unconscious.
I mean,
Do
me
not.
and me and my husband for the first week of my daughter's life would sit. This is true. I can't even believe this. We would sit in her room and I would hold her because she couldn't sleep anywhere but my chest. And we would sit in the room and he would stay awake and watch me sleep with her on my chest. And then I would stay awake and watch him sleep while I held Daphne to like allow him to get sleep, but to be awake. That's what we did for like a week straight. Like you aren't a human. Like you aren't human. You're just, yeah. So I don't know. I just have so much empathy for moms though. And that's probably like a bias.
Baby sound like that much fun.
What?
You're not making having a baby sound like that much fun.
I know. I'm so sorry. Wishing you the best. Hope you get pregnant. But also it's like truly the best thing in the world once you start sleeping again. It is. But like the sleep, I mean, sleep deprivation is a form of torture for a reason.
Yeah.
Like it is. And we do it to ourselves willingly.
Ugh, terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I don't know. I'm going to say like everyone kind of sucks here except Hannah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Honestly, kind of
Reddit thinks she sucks.
Here. No, it's really 50-50. There's a lot of just leave your wife, she sucks.
That's crazy.
Huge red flags from your wife. Is a lot of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
A lot of people being like, listen, she is postpartum.
Yeah.
Like,
that's me. That's me in there in all caps being like, hold on.
Ooh, I don't know. PPD is an easy excuse in this situation. She seems to be an awful human being in the first place. What is this? Oh, dude, let me look. No, this is a woman.
Oh no.
Well, you know,
I need to look more and see if that woman has a child.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, no posts. So they lurk and comment, but they don't post.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, she did comment on another. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for kicking out my pregnant daughter to live with her boyfriend since she decided she wanted to keep the baby but not be a mom? This person put not the asshole. You're kicking her out and you're amazing mom trying your best to accommodate her to have a baby and an education. Wow. I don't know. Wild points of views from that one.
Really?
Thanks. Yeah, it's kind of split 50-50. I don't think you're going to like the comment section of this one.
No, and like, but also to be honest, like I imagined that. I think that I have a very different take. And I also think like from the, certain people who are on Reddit, right? Like the lurkers and the people who are just there to like, I just think that unless you are a woman who has literally gone through it, you just don't know, or a person who can have a child. Like, I just don't think that you can I don't think that you can understand until you feel that way.
If you had I think also if you were pregnant and you had a kid and you never went through postpartum depression, it would be easy to be like, yeah, whatever. I was pregnant. I had a kid. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Because there's like
the
the quote unquote like baby blues, which are like 2 weeks of like being like really emotional while your hormones even back out. And then there's postpartum depression, which is like more than 2 weeks. And like some people's last for 6 weeks, some people's last for 3 months. Mine lasted a year. And like, yeah, it's debilitating. And so I
could see if maybe it only lasted for like 3 or 4 weeks for you, like, and now your kid's 10, that you kind of forgot about that, like feeling too.
Yeah.
The further, like, if your kids are like 18 or 20, you're like, oh yeah, my kids are fine. Like,
yeah. Oh, totally. And like even stuff like I said like the 6 months after I had Daphne or my daughter, like I would, I've already said her name, but like it's fine. But like after I had her, I was like, oh, I'll never have another child again. Like that was labor was the craziest thing I've ever been through. And then I was like, it's okay, I could do it again. Like 2.5 years out. But I think the postpartum, the postpartum stuff was so scary and like so traumatic, more than even the physical act of childbirth. Like I also just want to remember that so that like if I ever do have another child, I can be like aware of what might come. Yeah.
But it might be different.
Yeah.
So
TBD. Yeah, absolutely. It might. TBD.
You want a more fun one? This one's funny.
Sure.
Okay. I'm an asshole for throwing my rings in the ocean after my husband told me he had an affair, even though it was a quote prank.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Yeah, I think you're the asshole.
I just feel like that's a violent reaction.
That's a violent reaction.
Like,
there's no other word for it. That is I probably would just go catatonic.
Like, before he could be like, LOL, JK, your rings are off in the ocean.
Okay, wait, let's hear it. Tell me more.
I mean, I think that's kind of it. This is the dumbest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. This past Saturday, my husband and I, 29 male and 27 female, were on a boat together. We were just relaxing and talking and having a good morning. All of a sudden, my husband gets really serious and tells me, quote, "Baby, I'm so sorry, but I have to tell you something. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I had an affair." For context, my husband thinks he's a comedian. He says dumb shit all the time, but he's never joked about our marriage or our relationship or cheating ever. And the way he said it, I fully believed him.
Oh my God.
I was blinded by rage and hurt, and I'm not confrontational at all. So all I did was stand up, take my rings off, and throw them into the ocean. I don't even know why I did it. It was just the first thing I thought of doing. My husband's jaw hit the floor. He immediately started to yell at me that it was a joke, a prank, and he wasn't serious, and I was an idiot. Then my jaw dropped too. I yelled at him too and called him the same. I cried, realizing I just threw my lovely and sentimental rings into the ocean. We've been arguing for days. He says I'm the asshole. I say he's the asshole. I have no idea who's right. Yes, admittedly, I threw away about 10K worth of rings into the ocean and we will never find them again. But he looked me in my eyes and told me he had an affair. I am upset about my rings. I apologize for throwing them, but I just don't feel like I'm the asshole.
I mean, I think that reaction is, wow, that is wild.
And it happened so fast. How'd you get them off so fast?
And though, so the thing that's kind of changing my mind a little bit is the like sitting me down, looking me in the eye, saying like
he's the asshole.
I think he's the asshole too.
I think she don't fucking joke about.
And what is the end goal in that joke? What is the goal?
What did you think was going to happen?
Did you think she was going to be like, LOL, that's so funny? Like, no, she's not. She's going to be devastated.
She was either going to throw her rings in the ocean or punch you in the fucking face. Like,
what in the dick? Like, either way, like you're getting injured in some way, whether it be financially or physically. Like, I I don't know what that joke is about, and it's a terrible joke. I hate when people are like, "I'm so funny," and they just make dumb jokes like that. No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're just a bad. You're a man, and
Like,
you
watch
think that
Step
you're
Brothers and learn
invincible.
some real fucking comedy.
Watch Just Friends. It's a rom
Watch
com that's
Borat
hilarious.
and learn comedy.
Do
This
not watch
is
Borat.
not great.
But like, yeah, I think he's the asshole. I think that's a really dumb thing to joke about. I also just am so curious about
Do you
like,
think that he did cheat on her?
I don't know, dude.
Do you think he was like, I'm gonna come clean, and then she fucking threw those rings, and he was like, I gotta back off. That was
I guess I don't understand why you would make that a joke. Like what if you like, because if you say like,
That's like
oh my
doing,
gosh,
posting a fake pregnancy test on fucking April Fools. Like,
it
why
is
would
like,
you joke about
you
that?
don't do
Why is
that.
that a
You
joke?
don't. And why do people think that's funny? And like, or like, it would be the same thing, you know, of being like, oh my God, I have cancer. And then being like, JK, I'm totally kidding. It's like, what is the end goal for you? This doesn't
Right.
seem like it's a
At
win.
least that joke, you're like, oh, I guess you were hoping to get sympathy. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like,
Yeah. Like, I guess, but that's also still
I
terrible.
mean, I'm saying it's shitty, but like, at
Yeah.
least you could be like, oh, I guess you were trying to get sympathy. Like, this is just like, oh, you were just trying to like piss your
Hurt
fucking
her.
wife off.
Yeah, you're just trying to hurt her. I don't know. I think he's the asshole. I think I would be curious for her to like talk to someone about her reaction to that. And also, I don't know how I would react if my husband came to me and said very seriously that he had like, I don't know. I don't know how I'd react. So like, I think that reaction is really extreme. I do.
I feel like
I also think I would look down and be like, that's $15,000 worth of stuff. I'm just going to keep that and pawn it. Like, I think I would probably do that.
Sure. I'd be like, oh, I want to throw this shit, but I guess I could sell it for $5.
I think I'm just going to punch him in his face.
Yeah. And then punch him with the rings.
You know what? That's a really good point though, Michelle. Like, I wonder if he really did cheat on her and he really wanted to see, because like truly,
like, he did it and then he saw the reaction. He was like, worse than I thought. I'm gonna backtrack.
Because like was he thinking she was gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe you would do this, and he'd be like, I'm so sorry, baby, and then she'd be like, it's okay, we're gonna work through this, like blah blah blah.
Yeah, and she just fucking tossed those rings, and he was like, oh no, I don't stand a fucking chance.
Also,
I gotta backpedal this.
Don't fucking cheat. Like, if you can, like, don't do that. If you can, like, just don't
do it.
It's not going to be helpful to you or the other person.
No one.
Yeah. No, my guy. And don't joke about it.
And don't joke about it. And you know what?
It's not a joke.
Ladies, if your husband cheats on you, don't throw the rings. You're going to save them. You're going to sell them. Just at least sell them.
Get on a show. Get on that pawn show.
Yeah.
Go to the shop. Yeah. What's that show called?
Pawn Stars.
Pawn Stars. Yeah, that's right. Get on Pawn Stars. Go in there.
Vegas, fucking pawn that shit.
You know, this bitch has like a round solitaire. Like,
it's 3
it's 10. It is, or it's probably a carat. If it's $10,000, it's probably like a carat, maybe a carat and a half.
Maybe some platinum in there.
Absolutely.
Gold prices are only going up.
Also,
watch Fox News, they'll tell you.
Also, now all I want to do, everything that's come into my head during this entire story, is getting one of those special underwater metal detectors.
Metal detector, yeah.
And just going and finding like everybody's ring that's fallen into the ocean or been thrown into the ocean, and being like, and then going to Pawn Stars with like a bag full of jewelry.
There's a lot of rings in the ocean that were thrown in there due to those circumstances of people raging.
What? I mean, across the world, or like, are you saying in one specific? Oh yeah, I think a lot then.
Like, I think in the ocean holds a lot of like rage rings, I think.
Yes. That is interesting. And I was watching Frozen 2 tonight with my daughter, and there's this concept in there, which I found really interesting, which it's in a Disney movie. So I don't know. And I don't believe that it's true, but I also kind of think that it might be, that like the ocean holds, or like water holds memory. And I'm just like, I wonder if like why the orcas were attacking those boats, like maybe because the water holds
rage rings.
Yeah, like maybe there's so much rage in the water that these orcas were like, I just gotta fucking Kill
That
a
makes
couple
sense, 'cause
people.
where do you go to relax when you're raging? If you live by the ocean, you're gonna go to the ocean.
And if you don't live by the ocean, you're on a
Why do you think all
vacation.
those surfer boys are out on Huntington Beach all across the fucking California coast? Because they're sad emo boys and they want to
Yes.
cry their feelings away on their
Yes.
surfboards, because if the waves are hitting their face, they're not crying.
Yes.
It's just the waves.
Did we just like unlock the universe?
No, it's just why I take showers so that I can cry.
Wait, I said that today. We were talking. Do you know? Wait, as a nurse, hold on. Do you know about the polyvagal ladder? Do you know about this or
You
no?
what?
Do you know about like the polyvagal ladder?
I mean, so I'm gonna guess the like something to do with like autonomic or vagal sympathetic reaction.
Yeah. So like there's like
no, I don't know, but I'm guessing.
there's like ventral, sympathetic, and dorsal.
Yeah.
And like the way you can kind of think about it is like a ladder or whatever. Sorry, I actually don't know why we're talking about this now, but I what I found interesting was that like keep like crying and all of that, and you said like taking showers, like, and we talked about this today about like how you move out of like sympathetic into like ventral, and like if you're in dorsal, which is like the collapse state of like your parasympathetic nervous system, like how do you move out of that? And like all of mine were just like, I take showers. Like, I just shower. I just feel hot or cold, and I just stand in the shower.
I just cry in the shower because then no one ever knows. They're like, "Are you crying?" I'm like, "No, I got soap in my eye."
Just water.
They're like, "I can hear you being like, no," and I'm like, "No, that's just
I can actually
the water."
hear you weeping.
Tears. That's not tears. That's the shower water. You dumb idiot.
You took a 90-minute shower and you just said no 400 times. So I think
that was my life during COVID. I would fucking just sit down in the shower. It's not a joke. I'm laughing about this.
I know.
That was so fucking in not a good place. I would just go, turn this fucking shower on, and just sit. And like my husband would be like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yes." And he's like, "All right."
I'm so sorry. Do you have a shower that has a bathtub, or do you just have a shower?
With the bathtub.
Okay. Do you feel like that's good or bad?
I like it.
You like it?
So sometimes it's sketchy getting in and out.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta like really step. Yeah,
exactly. I 100% agree. Or even just like
you just need a good bath mat on the other side, then you're Gucci.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about it that always makes me be like, this shouldn't be in existence. Like there should be big enough bathrooms to have a full standalone tub.
Once you're above the age of 45, you shouldn't get the bathtub shower anymore.
Oh, do you think like if I live in this house?
Yeah.
Well, is it okay to have that upstairs, but then have my downstairs one that I have?
Once you're above 45, you're only doing the walk-in shower.
Okay, interesting. I like your theory.
Anytime you become a high risk for osteoporosis.
Which is honestly me and you both right now with our rolled ankles.
Or anytime you roll your ankle more than one time in your life, you're done. Game over.
Just getting injections of fucking vitamin D.
If you don't take a vitamin D supplement, you don't get a fucking bathtub shower. I'm sorry.
I remember, you know what's so funny? I remember now, this is like a repressed memory, a recovered memory, where my mom used to take calcium vitamin D supplements, and they were those caramel chews. Did you ever take those?
Oh, no.
Oh, they were so fucking good.
God, they had Metabolife and those fucking.
Oh my God. A gummy and a caramel as like a vitamin. I was taking like probably 5 times the amount of vitamin D that I probably should have been taking, honestly. Like truly just like, oh, it's a candy, and just eating so much vitamin D and calcium.
Oh, I was wildly overdosing on vitamin D because in the athletic greens, they give you like this dropper of the vitamin D supplement. And it said 1 drop or whatever.
Oh no, would you like 15?
I was putting a full dropper full in every time.
Oh, that's so much.
And then like after a month, I was like, oh, this is supposed to be like a year's supply, and I'm like halfway through the bottle. And then I was like, oh, it's like 10 drops.
Is vitamin D in this similar to vitamin C in like toxicity where you just pee it out?
No, ADEC are the fat soluble.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was a little nervous. I ended up being fine, but like I think luckily
Were you like not depressed at all during that time? Were
oh,
you
I
like
felt fucking great. I was like, I love athletic greens. It's the fucking shit.
honestly, I think
I finally read the bottle one time. I was like, oh, I fucked up.
Michelle, that is fucking incredible. That's honestly fucking incredible and also like so scary. But also it just shows like how depleted you probably were of vitamin D living in this dumb.
I was so low. It did not matter. Like
It didn't matter.
I was okay, yeah.
Oh
so
my
yeah.
God.
But circling back, surfer boys are emo. Orcas are emo.
Orcas are emo.
Michelle's emo.
Yeah, Tracey's a wannabe emo.
Yeah, we'll invite you in one day if you watch our comedy. If you watch Reno 911, I will consider you one of the emo kids.
Okay, I will.
Or if you get a skateboard. Since you are osteoporosis age, you can't get a real skateboard. So if you get a tech deck, I'll allow it.
Okay. What is osteoporosis age? 40?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm 37, so I think I'm okay still.
No, you've sprained your ankle so many times. You cannot get
osteoporosis. That's clumsiness.
You have to get a tech deck, but I'll allow it.
Like
if you can
balance.
If you can ollie on my tech deck, you can be an emo kid.
Okay. I once I come back to work, I will do that.
I have it at my desk, so
I can't wait.
Hit me up if you ever want to practice.
Oh my gosh. All right. Should we end this fucking thing?
Yeah. This is the Am I an Asshole podcast. This is what you've been listening to for like the past hour because I don't know, you're dumb or crazy or you like to torture yourself or maybe you're emo. That's another reason to listen to this podcast.
Yes. I'm so sorry to everyone who listened to this. This was a true nightmare. But if you got through it and you enjoyed, if you enjoy the banter of Michelle and I, thank you.
Saddle up. There's more.
Saddle up. We're coming for you, my guy.
Look out for your butts.
Yeah, because we definitely think that we are hilarious.
We are.
Yeah.
Basically hilarious. So
basically.
All right. Well, thanks again, Tracey, for being on Am I the Asshole podcast. We really need to get Rich Craich in here to clean.
Yeah, clean it up. Bring the Dyson. Bring the. I truly couldn't remember the name for broom right there. I was gonna say bring the sweeper.
Bring the sweeper out. The Swifter sweeper.
Because that's what my child calls it, is a sweeper. I have to go to bed tonight.
Fine. All right. Well, thanks again, everyone. Bye.
Bye.